There's a lot going on in the rumor mill in regards to the Obamas. Rumor is that they are getting a divorce, and Michelle has just broken her silence on this.
No.
The View talked about it today.
I know this, but the Obamas have been dogged by vicious and false rumors since they've been in the public eye. So Michelle just appeared on Sophia Bush's podcast to address the latest claims that they're divorcing. Look, you know that's not going on. But it was amplified when she didn't join her husband at President Carter's funeral. Take a look.
As women, I think we struggle with like disappointing people.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, so much so that this year people were, you know, they couldn't even fathom that I was making a choice for myself, that they had to assume that my husband and I are divorcing. You know, this couldn't be a grown woman just making a set of decisions for herself, right?
Right.
But that's what society does to us. If it doesn't fit into the sort of stereotype of what people think we should do, then it gets labeled as something negative and horrible.
Yeah. Well, I think addressing rumors like this head on is a great move. Do you think it'll put anything to rest, or does the rumor mill just run amok?
Probably runs amok. It just runs amok.
So these rumors have been going on for a couple of months, because she also, not only Carter's funeral, but she also didn't show up to Trump's inauguration. So
I know.
Barack was alone. What's your take?
I love Auntie Michelle, but I do feel like there is probably something going on and she's not addressing it, because she's also made comment as she'd rather be in a horrible marriage for 10 years and have 20 good more years. So maybe they're just going through relationship adversity right now. And
she made comments before about having a bad marriage.
Yeah, and sticking it up, and she'd rather be in a bad marriage for 10 years and then have 20 good more years. She's made comment like that. So I mean, maybe they're just not getting along, which is totally fine. I think marriage is not perfect, so it's okay if they're not getting along. Who cares?
I think it's somewhat common for this to happen at this point, where they just became empty nesters not too long ago. Their kids are moved out, and she's probably in like menopause stage. I heard it really goes bad about that time.
Well, but also remember, she just said that she's just taking time for herself. Maybe she's setting boundaries. She just doesn't want to go to all these negative places that she's not happy with. Maybe she's having some conflict with him, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with couples not showing up for event. There's nothing wrong with couples not getting along. It happens to everyone. So people just need to stay out of it. But oh my God, those are the pictures.
I have this article. I'll show you guys. I will say that there was a little rumor about this between Trump and Melania.
Yeah.
When she didn't show up to his debate with Biden.
Mm-hmm. Maybe she just didn't want to be there. She did not want to see Joe Biden. She didn't want to see Jill. She didn't want to be fake. She was not getting along with her husband, and she chose not to be there. And that's okay, guys. Like, I mean, a lot of people are in marriages, right? Or in a relationship. You don't get along with your mate 24/7. That just is fake, and it's not true. So,
yeah. So those rumors were there, but when push came to shove,
she was there.
Melania stood up for Trump big time,
and she's still there.
She started doing interviews to promote her book leading up to the election. Mm-hmm. And in those interviews, she took the opportunity to stand
for her husband,
fiercely with her husband. And she also decided not to get tea with Jill, because Jill's husband had allowed the FBI to raid
come
her husband
to her house. And she talked about that, which I commend her. Honey.
And this was like a historic tea, like passing the baton
to the first ladies
that they all do.
Absolutely not.
She's like, I'm gonna pass on that.
Which I
Your
love.
husband set a precedent of rating my husband, I'm gonna set a precedent of not getting tea with you.
Like, why are we being fake?
So
you know what I mean?
All this to say that tells me that the rumors about turmoil Trump and Melania were not exactly true, and who knows if they're exactly true between Barack and Michelle. Yeah, this is from last week. Yahoo Entertainment. Look at that miserable picture. Inside Michelle Obama's rough year, amid rumors she and Barack live separate lives and are preparing for divorce. So the article says that rumors started to circulate when Michelle was absent from Trump's inauguration and President Carter's funeral. Meghan McCain fueled rumors that after she said on her podcast, Citizen McCain, I have been hearing this rumor that the Obamas are getting a divorce by reputable people, serious journalists. So that started. And then Barack posted a Valentine's Day pic with his wife, and people still didn't buy Barack and Michelle's Valentine picture.
Listen, marriage is hard. Let's just start there. If Barack and Michelle are going through a hard time, it's fine. It's okay. Guys, it's okay for them to go through a rough time. Their kids are not with them. They're probably bored. You know, she maybe have some resentment, or maybe, like she said, she just taking time for herself. And maybe that time is just, she doesn't want to be around her husband 24/7. And that is okay. There's nothing, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. If they're not getting along, there's nothing wrong with it. But just don't put out rumors and you guys don't know anything. Like, I don't like the rumors.
This is the pic that Barack posted with her for her birthday.
And they look so cute. I like them. Like I like them as a couple. I think they represent like strength and just they represent a lot for, especially for the Black culture, to not have fathers, to have high rate of divorce. So I'm never gonna root for them to get a divorce. But I do also understand that marriage is hard, and sometimes you do go through real hard times with your husband or your wife, and it's okay for you to have those boundaries, like she said, and she's just taking time for herself. Barack is probably getting on her last nerve, and it's fine. Like, it's okay.
They probably barely see each other.
And it's okay.
Like, when you're in politics,
yeah,
you barely see each other. Although they're kind of retired from politics.
And he's probably been getting over her nerves for a long time. And she's just like, friend, you time out for this year, okay? I don't want to go on events with you. I don't want to fake smile with these people. And that's fine.
I'm like, let me see if I still have this contact in my phone for this pilot who told me he's a private jet pilot, and he used to fly high level people, and
we met him.
Was it with you?
Yes, we met him in South Dakota,
and he talked about flying Hillary.
Yes, we met him in South Dakota.
Oh my God!
Yes, I remember exactly what you're talking about.
This man told me that he would fly Hillary around, and it was clear to him, just in seeing her personal life as her pilot, that there didn't seem to be a relationship between her and
Bill.
In fact, she was clearly lesbian, he said. I guess there was like women she would fly with or something. And
maybe that was her
assistant. And then he mentioned her big booty, Hillary's big booty.
Not Hillary with the big booty. Go Hillary with your booty.
You haven't seen the pantsuit? It's a badonkadonk.
It's a badonkadonk. But who needs surgery? Just get it from Hillary.
For all the men who are into that, too bad. Apparently, she's into women. This pilot said. I don't know if this is true, but I mean, he seemed sincere. He seemed sincere when he was saying it.
I remember the pilot. We met him.
I can't believe it was with you.
Yeah, we met him in South Dakota.
Dang.
That is too funny. But guys, just stop the rumor about the Obamas. You're probably stressing into Michelle.
I can't believe you're an Obama fan.
I'm an Obama fan of just them representing what they represent to Black culture. I'm not an Obama fan when it comes to politics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you know what I mean? So I like them as people, but I don't like them as, I'm not a fan of some of their political views. But some of the political view, I also agree with it, but that doesn't mean that I stay away from politics in 2025.
Yeah. Exactly. I don't wish any harm on anyone.
Neither do I.
But don't harm my people, my country.
Mm-hmm.
Don't harm my country with whatever.
And I feel the same way too. I feel like some of the policy was just not what I believe in, but I also love what they represent, for Black people.
So I don't want to see anyone's marriage fall apart.
Absolutely.
Even though you may have caused parts of our country to fall apart. Like,
absolutely.
Like healthcare and stuff.
Right.
So like the Affordable Care Act, like, it's going to be affordable and you're you're going to keep your doctor. You're not going to keep your doctor.
Hold on. Let's talk about that. Were you ever on Obamacare?
No, but
girl, I was on Obamacare.
And how was
the Obamacare? Let me tell you what I was on Obamacare. I have Molina Healthcare. It was the worst insurance on earth. I paid $16. I just graduated from culinary school, making $10 an hour as a prep cook. And I'm getting sick and I'm going to this hospital that is ghetto. And I'm like, what? What is this? You can't see the doctor. The hospital is full of like illegal people. And I was like, this is not it. And I paid $16 and I never, ever, ever, ever went back. So baby,
socialized medicine.
Obamacare was, I guess, I know I was poor at that time, but baby, it was like below.
Yikes.
Yeah, it was not a good experience.
So I was looking up scriptures on kindness since I launched my clothing line, Love Kindness, which I'm wearing, by the way.
Look at
link down, and I love it. I love this so much.
It's so pretty.
Anyway, check out this passage, Psalm 141. Let a righteous man strike me. That is a kindness. Let him rebuke me. That is oil on my head.
So, Ivory, you know that not everybody read. So let me tell you something. Ivory read King James version, and she has no idea that not all American.
No, that wasn't King James, but it was
their vocabulary is advanced to understand it.
I grew up with King James, and I think it's accurate and poetic, and I love it.
So which version is that?
So what that's saying is that is the it actually doesn't say it there, but it's similar. I looked it up in King James. It says basically the same thing.
Okay.
So it's actually kind. In King James, it says, let him smite me. So it is kind to smite someone if they're in the wrong. Hit. Let a righteous man hit me. That is a kindness. Someone for one said.
So violence is kind.
If you are way off and I get you back in line one way or another, it's kind. So
Ivory,
I saw that and I was in, and I don't think, what he's saying is, one of the translations says rebuke me. So not necessarily do violence, but rebuke someone, like correct them, say you're in the wrong.
Yes,
and I'm not going to put up with that. And when I saw that, I was like, that makes sense, because when I'm launching this clothing line, I want people to be very clear with people is that kindness is not being a doormat.
No,
like you'd stand up. It's actually kind to stand against wrong.
Absolutely. And it talks about it in Proverbs too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
let's be kind to the Obamas.
And by rebuking them. So
not rebuking Uncle Obama and Auntie Michelle.
Cheers to
not for rebuking them.
What about Aunt Melania?
Oh yeah,
and Uncle Don?
let's cheer to all of them.
Our aunts and uncles. Cheers to the sponsor of our coverage, which is Amare. This is their mental energy and motivation.
I'm drinking
She's
water.
fasting.
I'm still fasting, guys.
She fasts 7 days a week right now. Until evening, right? And then I fast all day on Sundays. We're fasters in this house. Gut brain nutrients,
which is so good for you.
I make them into a mocktail. It's delicious. Link down below to order. That is the sponsor of our coverage, so you'll be supporting our little podcast.
A little part, literally. Support us.
We need it.
Support us.
Okay, this is
man, this article hit different.
Jenny found this news update. Today's show reporting a new breast milk flavored ice cream just made its birth announcement.
I know. Can you believe that?
Ice cream that tastes like breast milk.
I mean, so I am in my mid 30s, so I don't remember how breast milk tastes like. First of all,
I know.
Second of all,
Me either.
I don't have any kids yet, so I can't even taste it.
When you have a kid, are you gonna drink your own breast milk?
If I'm getting skinny, yes.
Breastfeeding helps you lose weight.
Yes, but if I'm getting skinny by drinking my own breast milk, baby, give me the milk. Anything to get skinny, Ivory, I would do at this point.
Am I being a cannibal of myself by drinking my own breast milk?
Who knows, girl? At this point, these women, like, I don't know. But one thing that I learned about this article was just how women are, like, they go through so many emotion about breastfeeding, and how all type of breastfeeding is okay, because I guess there's groups that I guess demoralize women for not giving them a full breast or formula. Then another thing that I learned is during slavery, when the slaves will have babies, the master will take the baby away from them. And then, so listen to this. The slaves were who were breastfeeding the master kids. Girl, I was like, none of these master doing all this stuff. Can you believe that?
That is so bizarre.
I know. That's what I thought. That's what I say too. I was like, what the hell? So then I went online and then just asked like a lot of people that I know in the Black community, and they confirm it, that are older. They were like, yeah, this is exactly what happened, which it really, like, it's just so crazy when you start really digging about what happened and you see some culture and how they behave around their kids to separation. Because, you know, like breast milk is actually, I mean, breastfeeding is what connects the kid and the mom. And when you start separating those activities when the kid are young, you're just like, the love is not there. There's so many trauma that happen. So it's really interesting about what's happening. But this company is launching breast milk. It's going to be on the shelf.
Is there actually going to be breast milk in there? Or
I think it's just a flavor. I think it's the flavor. I don't think it's actually breast milk, because that will be illegal.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
Flavor. Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, it's in Florida. So if you're in Florida and you're Floridian and, you know, you get some breast milk, let me know how it tastes. You know, comment below. I would love to know how it tastes. Like, what are the nutrients in it? Like, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah.
Ivory, you're so quiet.
I'm thinking of this friend I have who, that when the wife had her baby, he had his buddies over and he's like, yeah, we got breast milk in the fridge if you want some.
What are the guys doing?
He had all his guy friends try his wife's breast milk.
Wait, you know this person? Do I know
I'm not
this person?
gonna name names. I think you've met him, yeah. And anyway,
guys, please don't do that. That's just so nasty. So okay. So what happened with the guys? Let's get there first.
I don't remember. I think they just like sampled it a little to see what it was like, but
They sampled.
so that's kind of weird. And she just went with it. And this other man I met said that because his mom did not breastfeed him as a child, he had a bajillion allergies. His whole life he's been plagued with allergies because of no breastfeeding.
Really? But
Because breastfeeding builds his children's immunity. It really does. Especially at first milk, which is the colostrum, is a super nutrient. Really, really, really good for you.
wow.
It's the way God designed us to come into the world.
Can you imagine like our breast milk is what like feed our baby? How beautiful is that?
It is.
But then it definitely messes up your body. So just know that.
It snaps it back into shape. Breastfeeding does.
Now your boobs like
They
come
get
from here
they get
to
saggier.
here. So baby,
And that's when you get implants to boost them back.
exactly. Cheers to that. Ivory, you gonna get surgery after?
I
your
was
baby?
like, I haven't had plastic surgery, but I was like,
neither do I.
I was like, I might be open to if I have a kid and my breasts go down.
Oh,
I might just
I mean,
get implants.
let me tell you what I'm gonna do. I have a whole plan. The year after the baby is out, I will be at the surgeon table like this.
Be open head to toe.
And my mom is like, "You're so upset with yourself." I'm like, "Mom, the last thing that I want to do is hate myself after I have a baby, because you go to postpartum and then your body change, your hormone change. You just become a different person, you know."
Yeah, you want to keep looking nice. Okay.
Exactly.
What is it? So you're a celebrity chef. What is this update you have on these food flavors?
So I was just going online and looking at 2025 food flavor formulation and all the innovation. And something that was very, very interesting about that is how AI flavor food combination are the biggest trend. So let me tell you, what does that mean?
A bot is flavoring my food.
No, meaning if you're on ChatGPT, right, and you want to create something really, really cool that doesn't even exist, just utilize ChatGPT to give you some new flavors. So fusion flavor are on the top of the list. So chefs that are looking for anything cool in 2025, nothing boring anymore, go on ChatGPT and say, "Hey, how can I use Indian spice and Chinese broccoli together?" Boom! Those flavors are going to be the driving force in the culinary industry in 2025. Which is
just,
so amazing.
Life's getting so much easier.
I
with
know.
ChatGPT.
I know. Can
And
you imagine?
I just sense that there's this. You should be very cautious about that, because when you get certain things working out at the tip of your fingers easily, you can start to rely on a bot, and then the bot becomes the gospel. And then there are certain topics where the bot is totally amiss, topics where it's making up propaganda and things like that. So you have to be careful.
Okay, flavors and propaganda is two different things.
That's what I'm saying. So you start relying on ChatGPT for one thing, and it was helpful and accurate with that, and so then you start using it for everything. But there are certain areas like the news where you've got to be very careful about bots telling you what's true in the news.
That is really true. But I also want to advocate for Chat. So my little recipes that I do, Chef Jenny here, I get most of those recipes from ChatGPT. So that's why my recipes do well also.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I think we should dive into AI and use it where it's helpful, and just be discerning in this era of bots. Be very discerning about what is not helpful. Okay, this is a crazy update on Candace Owens. Jenny found this one too. Candace Owens is attempting to rebrand herself, and Black people shouldn't fall for it.
Mm-mm.
Huh. Okay, tell me this news update, Jenny. What the heck is going on?
So I don't really know a lot about it, but I saw it all on TikTok. People are talking about Candace Owens, and they're talking about how she wants to rebrand. She's no longer a Trump supporter. Candace Owens was the biggest Trump supporter, but one thing that I do know is Candace Owens was not involved in the 2024 election. I mean, 2023 or 2020? 2024. Sorry, 2024 election. She
didn't get too political?
She did, but her political, I guess her political assignment was to destroy Kamala Harris. Mm-hmm. So she was not at the RNC. She was not during the interview. She was not just the Black woman face as she's branded herself for the past, I would say, like 5 or 6 years. So that was pretty shocking for me. And then when she left the Daily Wire and went to England for a month and say that she became Catholic, she got baptized, and her whole thing just changed. So my question to the viewers, do you think Candace Owens checks has stopped, or do you think this is a new rebrand, or do you actually believe what Candace Owens is talking about?
Right. This article says after losing her standing as the Black voice of anti-Blackness for conservative media, she's now trying to win over Black people.
What do you think?
So you're saying money dried up in the anti-Black movement?
Absolutely, because she was not part of it anymore.
First of all, anti-Black sounds racist, and I don't know. I just know she's very divisive. I know that she used to talk more about substantive issues like the economy and help people understand free market economics and things like that, which was beautiful and very helpful. Mm-hmm. And then she just started to nitpick women and be like, oh yeah, this female celebrity is horrible and annoying, and I just want to vent about her to spread some toxicity on the internet. Okay, bye guys. And I'm like, that's not helpful.
When did she do that? When she went
every day? She's still doing it?
No, when she went on those shows, like the misogynist show, was she on there talking about the rotation or something? She went on so many misogynist shows, like the shows that literally talk shit about women, or
because she seems to be anti-women, or I don't understand this shift. I'm just saying that's not helpful to just be nasty about people. Let's be substantive. Help us understand the economy and how to be free and how to maintain American greatness and things like that. When you start, there was this female comedian, I forget her name, that Candace Owens just laid into for no reason, just saying how, oh, she's an old hag and yada yada for no reason. And this girl was conservative like Candace. And I'm like, why are you trashing your fellow conservative for no reason and trying to call her old when she looks young and great? First of all, like, are you jealous of this girl?
I'm jealous.
I called Candace out on my Insta story.
What did you say?
I said, what a shame that such a brilliant mind would use her mind to spread garbage information like what Candace spews these days. Just hatred. And Candace actually replied to me and DM'd me and was like, no, you have no idea how terrible this girl is, though. And I'm just like,
oh, she DM'd you?
Yep.
Oh, hey, Candace.
And I'm just like, so I'm just saying, stop with, use your brilliant mind for constructive things.
Wow. So Ivory,
it's kind to rebuke.
No. Okay, so when she DM'd you, what did you say to her? Because this is like hot tea.
I don't even remember. I could look.
Please, let's see this. Hot tea. Dun, 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 dun.
Candace.
The feud between
Candace.
Ivory and
It's not a feud. It's not a feud between us.
The feud between.
I said, even if she is the terrible person that Candace wrote, sending her vicious jabs isn't the answer. You do so much amazing content, but the bullying sucks. That's what I said, and she didn't respond.
Oh, Clock
So-
that.
Okay, we're already out of time in the show.
Clock
Okay,
that.
to wrap up, what was like one like really positive thing that stood out? Do you have a? Well, you didn't send me a clip, but is there anything that?
So, my favorite clip from TD Jakes is the friendship clip. I was listening to it again today. The 3 type of friends that you will have in life. One thing that you have to learn is there's 3 type of people that is going to come into your life, and always just look out for the ones that are just there to put you down and get them out.
Oh wow,
Adios.
positive vibes only.
What about you?
So just yesterday, I saw this amazing clip of this girl who ended up performing a miracle.
What did she do?
Watch this.
God, there's no way you set this up for this man to die.
Yeah.
But I was also aware that I couldn't do it. One day I was on my way back to work and there was some ruckus in a car on the side of the road. As I'm driving by, I noticed that there's somebody in the car that looks unconscious. And I just felt that I needed to stop. I kept driving, and the further I got, I just felt like, man, I really have to stop. When I got out of the car, they had taken the person who was in the car and laid them out on the floor. I hear somebody out loud saying, oh my gosh, he doesn't have a heartbeat. They're checking all the vitals, and she keeps saying nothing, nothing, nothing. The girl starts crying, and the closer I get, the more I know, oh, this is why the Lord had me stop. And so I grew up in a very Pentecostal church. I heard stories about the dead raising all the time. I kneel down and I have my little Pentecostal in my strength moment. Live in the name of Jesus, like I'm trying to get them, and nothing happens. And now I'm like embarrassed. All these people are looking around at me and they're like, this crazy lady just pulled over, is trying some Pentecostal hocus pocus on this guy. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what's happening. Nothing's working. And all of a sudden I started to think about the reality that I'm on my way to work and God stopped me, interrupted the phone call, stopped the GPS, literally turned me around to be a part of this moment. And I just felt the compassion of the Lord just rest on me. And I said, God, there's no way you set this up for this man to die. Yeah. But I was also aware that I couldn't do it. So I just started weeping. I'm like, Lord, you have to do something. Like, you have to come right now for this man. I laid my hands on him again, on his chest. I literally just said, Lord, you have to do something. Will you breathe into this man? As soon as I say it, the man just coughs, starts breathing again. Everybody runs over, is freaking out. He turns over on his side, and he had this tattoo on the side of his body, I'll never forget it, that said, Jesus has saved me. And it rocked me. I got in my car and wept and wept and wept. So I think it's those moments when God himself comes and flows through any of us as a vessel. It just so happens that we're women. But like the fact that God would choose to do that through me as a woman must mean that he's more interested in moving in the earth than he cares about who the movement happens through.
Amen. Wow, so cool. That's
Oh my God, I have the chills.
It's an incredible story. Miracles happen all the time, and they just don't
Do you
get
believe in
highlighted.
miracles?
Absolutely, they don't get highlighted enough. That's Jasmine Janae from Mercy Culture Church in Fort Worth, Texas. We all need to harness the.
Is God
the
doing some miracle
superhuman
in your
abilities.
life?
Yeah, they're in the. My New Year's resolution was faith, and to increase my faith. Miracles happen when your faith goes up.
Absolutely.
And so, I'm working on those, but there have been some really interesting things that are happening. I can't talk about it yet, but when a miracle just happens, it's fresh and fragile, and other people's unbelief, when you speak it out to other people, like, oh, this happened, then they cast their doubts back.
Absolutely.
And then the magic of what happened actually dissipates and your miracle goes away. And so silence is a key to cultivating and watering that seed of faith as it's going up. So that's what I really believe that's why Jesus, when he would perform all these miracles, he would say, go and tell no one. Do not tell anyone why you're walking now or how you can see. Don't talk about it. Because they're going to spread their unbelief.
Miracle, like the first miracle that he performed, it was at a wedding.
Wine.
and he turned water into wine.
Yeah.
Like that
So
was
he's-
just so beautiful. Like the whole concept of that story, the fact that it was at a wedding, like the first time, like the first wedding was Adam and Eve, and the first miracle was at a wedding. There's just so much that happened when two people come together and do a wedding. It's beautiful. I just love that story.
And it means that Jesus is pro alcohol.
Well,
which is really interesting.
he talks about you can drink alcohol, but you can't get drunk.
Yeah.
But a lot of Christians, they don't have the capacity to not get drunk. So you can drink alcohol, just don't get drunk.
Yeah. Amen.
And a lot of people can't do it.
Well, that does it. That does it for this week. And we will see you guys next week, same time. Truth bombs. Let me know how you like the show. See you guys later.